All right, Algebra 1, first section 1.1, we are talking about number theory here. So our first vocab word would be an integer. So an integer can be negative or it can be positive, and it can also be zero. The key here is that it's not a decimal or a fraction. It's what we would typically call like a whole number. So -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way to infinity, and starting over here at negative infinity. Whole numbers are kind of what we would call whole numbers. Again, they just start at zero, so there's no negatives. Starts at zero, goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to infinity. The hint here is that in whole, there is a O, and whole looks like zero, so we're starting at zero. The natural numbers, the same thing as the whole numbers, we just don't include zero. That's why the hint is the O for the whole numbers. It's our counting numbers starting at 1, 2, 3, etc. I'm looking over here at the set of rational numbers. Numbers that can be expressed as a quotient of integers where the denominator is zero. That's just fancy for a fraction where we have whole numbers on the top and bottom, and the bottom number isn't zero. Notice that rational, we have ratio as our root word. Ratio means fraction. It can also be a decimal that stops, so like 2.23, that stops at 2.3, or it repeats, so like 4.33333 keeps going on forever. All of these would be rational numbers. Irrational numbers, on the other hand, would be like non-perfect squares, like the square root of 13. If you type that into a calculator, it would keep going on forever. So these would be decimals that go on forever, like 9.71234 all the way, and it just keeps going and going and never stops. All right. Real numbers, we have any number without a negative in the square root. So a non-real number would be like the square root of -3, because we can't have negatives inside a square root symbol. My challenge for you is to order these real numbers. So plug these into a calculator, see what you get, and I want you to order them from least to greatest. Just double checking my notes, the smallest number would be the square root of 324 divided by 36. The middle number would be the square root of 10, and the biggest number would be 40/11. For more information on irrational and rational numbers, please check out the Con video. You can find that on PowerSchool or on our Google Class calendar. Let me know if you have any questions.